Advisory Committee. Please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We originally opened the meeting at 6:30 and then went right into non-public. The reason for the non-public was a personnel issue and interviewing a potential candidate for our town prosecutor. So that said, department head and committee items. I see no department heads here. So we're going to go right to the next item on the agenda, which is a discussion by John Foss, our moderator of Finance Committee.
The point of my coming this evening is to begin discussions concerning the what I feel is a need of the Finance Committee to meet in this room and be videotaped and have their meetings recorded in that fashion. And that's basically it. I think it provides a, now I'm going to continue because I've said it's it. I think the process of videotaping allows for a clear record of what's happening and eliminates any misunderstandings because there's always a reference point to go back to. And I believe the majority of committees and the like already do videotaping of their meetings. So anyway, I wanted to bring the selectmen up to speed as to what I'm thinking about. I will be writing letters and phone calls to the Finance Committee with the caveat that this year we're going to go ahead with that. However, before I do that, I want to get the input from the board.
I think it's appropriate and it gives another level of transparency. People who can't be at the meetings can see it on TV or on YouTube afterwards. I think it's a good thing.
I agree.
I agree with it wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tom?
Yes, I've been a proponent of that for some time, and as I'm sure you know, we did a revised definition of the finance, of our, not the Finance Committee, but our requirements for the broadcasting.
Right.
And prior to a couple of years ago, the word committee was not included in that. It was councils and boards and commissions or whatever.
Right.
And so we revised that and added the word committee to it as well. But it hasn't happened since then.
My suggestion would be that we bring it forward, allow for public input, and bring it to conclusion 2 weeks or whenever the next board meeting is. That would be my suggestion. I think it's only fair to all parties that are out there that this is my intent and this is the way I would like to go, and if they would like to continue to be on the Finance Committee, so be it, and all well, and that's good. And if they choose not to because of the fact that they're going to be scheduling their time in this room so that they can be participating in the way that town generally wants to handle meetings and committees, then so be it. But okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and the next Selectmen's meeting is
August 14th.
August 14th. You're lucky, I will be away. So,
28th?
the 28th, I will be back by then, yeah.
So the 28th, you want to
Yeah,
have a wrap-up, right?
yeah,
Okay.
if that's
Yep,
what
that's,
the board would like. I mean, I'm certainly
is
not
that okay?
coming here to, make unreasonable demands.
No, I don't think it's unreasonable at all.
Okay. I don't mind making unreasonable demands. Anyway, any other thoughts or comments? Okay.
Great
Should
idea.
we
Thank
have a
you.
public hearing?
Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Uh, We have public comment on that?
I wanted to talk about the subject that John raised.
You really should be in public comment.
No, this is, you don't take public comment in respect to the subject as it comes up.
You never have.
When is public comment?
It's
The end.
not going to be too long tonight,
Okay.
You want me to stay?
if you like. Okay, next on the agenda is Dan Higgins concerning the removal of part of a stone wall on Rockland Road. This has previously gone before the planning board and been approved. You there? No?
I don't know where Dan is. You're not here for the, oh, that's right too. I know what you're here for.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and
Well,
tell us about it, and I don't think we need it here.
No,
It's
I
already
had-
been recommended by the
Yeah,
planning board.
there's a piece of property on Rockland Road that was before the planning board, and, sorry, thought he was gonna be here. Basically, it appears from the drawings that, he's looking to remove 30 feet of the stone wall, and that, there was a variance that the rocks be removed and put in place of an old driveway, so we're swapping this 30 feet from that opening. On Rockland Road, tax map 202-94-2, which I think is a driveway permit attached to a drawing. It would be, just quickly, my understanding that if you look at this, there's, let me find myself here. Here it is. So here's the driveway that he wants to make, but this is the opening that is there. So it's going to come in here, but move this 30 feet to close that, the gap way. It's just relocating the stones to make, guessing that it may have been site location or a better place. It's the only reason you would move it a little bit.
Anyone have questions for me on that?
So the planning board approved it. Yeah, you guys can pass that around. The planning board has approved it. And now to follow the step to get a driveway permit, he has to get permit from us too. I think he had to move it away from the intersection, to be quite honest with you. Because it's the intersection of Merrill and he had to go further down the road. Is that correct, John? Sorry. I was only going to address a fellow member. Those are just the minutes from it. If you can make head or hair of those pictures, it's just rocks and stones. Trees.
Looks like snow, too.
Could have been. There's kind of two small little breaks in the wall. The rocks that are going to be removed aren't going to be taken away, they're just going to fill the holes so that there's one defined driveway. He's the land surveyor. It's on the plan.
Okay.
He's the one who contacted me to get on the agenda, but
Frank Rowe.
he is, yes.
So is that part of the project with the commercial lot on the corner?
I'm not sure, is that part, I don't really know. Sorry, I keep looking at him, he's on the planning board, but,
It looks like it is.
I believe it is, because there's been a lot of logging and stuff taking place there.
Would somebody like to make a motion? Would somebody make a motion? If you'd like to, or not.
I have to abstain from
Okay.
Oh, okay. Where is it?
No, it's down there.
Oh.
It's down there.
it.
Just make the same motion.
Oh, it's right on the agenda, though.
No.
Yeah.
Locations.
Move to approve the movement of 30 feet of stone wall from one spot to remove, to make better driveway access and fill a spot in the stone wall right now that the rocks will be used for. Map number 202, lot number 94.2.
Is there a second? I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I have to abstain.
Is there opposed?
Could we have that as part of the discussion? Because I don't understand. These usually go through as if it's just a no-brainer.
Right.
I just don't like where the driveway's coming out in relation to Merrill Road. I think it's gonna cause problems.
Well, why don't we send it back to the planning board for further discussion with that concern attached? That there was a feeling on the board that the driveway would still be too close to Merrill Road for it to be safe.
The only thing, I will also, Benji's out of town too. Benji's gone. So, I mean, I'm not sure, I believe he's looked at it, but I can't say that, so I can send it back without concern, sure.
Yeah, I think that's more, we need a little more clarity, I guess, from the planning board as to why they were
Mhm.
in favor of it.
Okay.
If there was an issue.
Sure.
As John is saying.
Okay, no problem.
Okay?
Yep.
Approval of minutes, 7/17/17, the sevens there.
Yep, lucky
I
seven.
nicely went through mine, and made my adjustments, and left it at home on the kitchen table.
That's a good place for it.
So,
Well, you can leave it until it's,
so
they're
we-
still on the
we leave
website and
them somewhere.
draft.
If everybody else is ready, we really, as long as we have a majority of people who have reviewed them, we don't need my input. I didn't have any substantial changes or just stuff. Jen, would you mind using yours as the
I
passing
don't
copy?
mind, but if anybody else doesn't,
Why don't you walk us through yours then, and then you can use yours as the one to turn over to the own for the corrections.
the first page, just to clarify, he thanked the board at and wished the town well. Page 2, the second line down in the after the department head committees, it says our current air packs are, have been, so just take out are.
Couple extra words, yep.
Okay. And I think that we approved the, and signed the capital reserve fund.
You did.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to make mention of that under this SCBA.
Okay, you can do
All
it.
right.
Yep, did you add that in there?
I just put, CR
Okay,
signed
sure.
by board.
Yep.
And was the well done as well? The well pump, was that?
I handed them both down, yeah.
Okay.
They were done
so
at the same,
Bob just put that too.
Yep.
Okay.
because he had done both forms.
Anybody else have
Anybody
anything
else?
on page 2?
Okay, under the DPW garage update, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. where it says, by a drone. I think it might be owned. I think it says opened, but I think it means owned and operated.
Owned and operated by.
Owned and operated, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so change opened
Yep.
to owned. And my memory serves me right, I thought that there was a problem brought up by, the clerk of the works of the project that he had found.
I think it was just the depth or the,
Okay, I didn't know whether you wanted to include
it was,
that
I
or
believe,
not.
just the depth of the footing, but he made them pour the
Yeah,
extra.
Yeah, made him pour it.
Because I think when the measurement was done, it was 9.5 in a couple of spots, or 9. It was short in a few spots, so they had him
I thought
make.
it was like the whole length of it.
Oh, no.
No, it was just,
something
it was
minimal.
just
okay,
a
I
little,
didn't know
it
whether
was,
you wanted
yeah.
it mentioned
It was a
in
housekeeping
there.
issue, more than anything.
Okay, the meeting minutes,
Sure.
let's see, 1, 2, third line down. It says, looked at it and he feels that the only,
Just cross out thing.
yeah, cross out thing. Because it's salvageable is the roof.
Okay.
So that's the only, and then the next sentence is, he knows that, I don't think you need that in there.
Okay.
He knows last week it was mentioned instead of mentioned.
Okay.
Are you just gonna take this from me?
I am.
Okay.
That's the idea.
That a gazebo, and I'm adding in,
See if you get good at it. You can have it from now on instead of me.
could be purchased from Reed's Ferry. I think we needed to add, could be purchased from Reed's Ferry. And then the next sentence is okay, but then the next one is, he also feels that the town.
Okay.
So add the word also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, page 4 is the little one. The last sentence in capital reserve fund
Mm-hmm.
is, right now it is up to the town administrator and it instead of is. Shouldn't be. Okay. I didn't have anything on the next page.
Hey.
Does anybody else have anything on any of these that I've been
No.
rushing through? Okay. 5 is fine?
I do remember it was very little
Yeah.
on mine.
Yeah, 5.
I can't verify that, but
And I don't have anything on 6 I'm all done.
Jan, what I would do is, I'll make and then give them back to you, so you can have them.
Fine.
Are you sure? Okay.
Page 6,
Oops.
Parks and Rec monthly meeting,
Ooh.
the third sentence down, lifeguards, no on the stand, should be not.
Not.
Come on.
Yes.
Okay, so I made that one, so that's good.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
Thank you, Jan.
You're welcome.
manifests.
Oh, you gonna make a motion with approval?
Move to approve the minutes of July 17th as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, move order the treasurer to sign payroll and accounts payable checks dated August 3rd, 2017 that included the following manifests. Payroll manifest of $47,060.54. Fire department monthly payroll manifest of $15,357.49. An additional accounts payable manifest of $172,406.74. Well, that is the accounts payable, I'm sorry. Supplemental accounts payable of $50. And then John Stark Regional manifest of $450,000. So the total for the week is $685,374.77. Also, reporting the following manifests that were previously ordered to be signed at the July 17th board meeting. payroll manifest of $51,685.47. That was for checks dated 7/27/17. Forest fire payroll manifest of $805.05 dated 7/27/17. And accounts payable manifest of $47,609.94. Check dated 7/27/17. As there is no selectmen's meeting scheduled for Monday, August 7th, we vote to order the treasurer to sign payroll checks dated August 10th, 2017, estimated to be about $55,000. Furthermore, to order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of $50,000 for accounts payable that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting of August 14 without incurring late charges or interest. Reports and actual check amounts were reported to the board by inclusion on the manifest at the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second to that mouthful?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I did have a discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, that's all right. On the crushed stone for, I think I went up to Mountain Road because they kept going by my house all day.
Okay.
So I can tell you, I know that's where it was
Okay.
going. Did we bid on that?
Yes.
Or was there a bid?
Well,
I don't know, because it's,
They come from the crushing contract.
no, the bill is from Mount William.
Mount
Right.
William.
But where'd the material come from?
Mount William.
Yeah.
Right, that's where the material comes from, but I think if it's crushed or if it's processed, it's processed.
well, it depends on the size. If we have some, we use it, and I know we're back to crushing now, or going to be this week, at our own gravel pit, so, I'm not sure. I know that we do purchase a lot of stone and materials from Mount William.
Well, it was for 1.5, 1.5.
1.5 minus.
No, 1.5.
Are we looking
Size of the
stone?
crush, yeah,
Can't
it's-
inch
But
and
is
a half
that
crushed,
just
1.5.
stone, or is it crushed? If it's just, if,
It says crushed. on
Inch and a
the
half
invoice,
minus.
that's what-
It's
The
road,
only
it's gonna be
reason
road
I'm
base.
asking
Yeah.
is because for cost analysis, if you take and consider these town trucks were going over to Mount William, we do have other, if it went out to bid, we do have others in town that might have bid
yeah,
on it.
I would defer, I don't want to do, I'd have to ask Benji why he,
Right.
but I know prior ones and others have always used the Mount William one, but I'm not gonna answer for why he does or doesn't, because he's not here to do that. We do crush in
I mean, I
our,
know-
we do crush in our own gravel pit,
Mhm.
And that's what we bid on.
and that's what we bid on.
Right, that's custom crushing. I
But-
didn't
right.
look back on that,
Right.
yes.
But that's our own material being crushed.
Right,
Yeah.
no, I
Right.
understand. But I just didn't know if the other companies, I mean, Eldon's right down the street, I don't know. I mean, if you
Yeah,
take
I mean,
into
like-
consideration, I mean,
mhm.
the time of the driver, the time of, you know,
Right.
and the gas and everything, and I
If
just
you
didn't
look-
know.
If you look back, I just recall, talking in general, not about this,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but that we usually have bids for certain dimensions of gravel that go out, and then we choose among those bids.
Yeah, we put out only our own crushing. We didn't put out to purchase
We
materials.
didn't do that. this
No.
year?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, it was a large bill, it was $12,000, almost $13,000, so that's why I was asking.
I mean, we can ask that of Benji, he's not here, and,
Okay,
you know, I just ask for, I would rather him answer that anyway.
all right.
Thank you.
Administrative report?
Yeah, Steve Colombo. You guys listened to, Andy and Steve talk about Chipmunk Falls. Are you the owner?
Yes.
Yes. This gentleman is the owner, and I have a purchase and sales agreement that came from PLC, went over to Laura, was corrections and made, and things were sent back. Have you seen that? Okay. So, in the manifest, there was $1,000 deposit that he knows won't happen until like Wednesday or Thursday because of the date and when the treasurer comes in and it gets signed. But with that being said, he is here to sign, and we have to authorize the chair to sign. There's only one spot for the buyer. So I'll use this as a clean copy, if you don't mind. And then you need to make a motion to allow the chair to sign the purchase and sales agreement with Steve Colombo.
And I have found, one of the 3 other people.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah, I
power of
see that,
attorney,
yeah.
yeah. But that's, we heard the presentation from Steve Najar and Andy that night.
I move that Chairman Tom Close sign the purchase and sale, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Purchase and sale agreement with Steve Colombo.
Yes.
For-
Purchase price is on the front.
For, lot 81. Lot 79, yes. Map 401, lot 79, and map 401, lot 81. For the amount of $45,100.
Yeah, just finish it.
This says $45,100 on this.
Well,
Yeah.
it's because the amount due.
Yeah.
Yeah, 46.
Right, so it's, yeah, 46.
No, we haven't given him 1,000 yet.
Now let's do a closing.
Yes, okay.
Mhm.
Are you seconding that?
Second.
Seeing how you filled it out?
Yeah.
Any other questions or discussion on this?
All in favor?
A vote?
Yes, just a moment.
Oh.
You're not supposed to sign. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. He'll sign it and then I'll let you sign it after. With a buyer,
With a buyer.
and then he's gonna sign all the other, because he's got power of attorney. Did you guys have a chance to put any thought into the government building stuff that I sent you? Without having a long discussion this evening, or, I know, Tom, you haven't.
No, I haven't fully looked at all of that.
I haven't either.
Do we wanna do any movement to get things
I
started?
think you almost have to because
Yeah.
the bids were good for 15 days, which is today.
That's tomorrow,
The only,
yeah.
yeah, the only, well, I did look at it enough.
Steve,
I think the bid for painting, I think that's.
well, if we could get the doors,
Go
the
forward
one that
and
has the
paint.
15-day is the Madison contracting.
And I think that deduct the other
Yep.
fees and go with the door repair, the other, as far as the painting and so forth, and those other, the other two, the doors
Right.
plus the extra one.
Well, there's $23,000 in the Mildred Hall Fund for
Yeah.
town hall repairs, and the painting was,
Yeah.
and is that stuff I'm supposed to have?
These are the town's attorney.
Okay, is that a copy for me, or do you want to? I'll give it,
This is
okay,
yours.
all right,
From the agreement.
okay. And then you want to come by Wednesday evening?
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds good. Yep.
Okay,
And I can get a copy of that too?
you can.
Great.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Conducting business with Senator. Tim Maskell's painting was $12.50. So if you take from the Madison bid that we received and you take out the painting, and what was not included was to replace the rear door. I didn't include that in the original bid. So if you take out the two of those that he allowed, it's $8,532. Because you'd be taking those out because we're not doing those two.
Right.
Right.
So Madison's bid for the replacement, which he talked about how he was gonna do it, and is the $85.32. So if you take out that in Maskell from the Mildred Hall town money, that leaves you $13,218 left in there. Don't know what anybody think about that.
That was the only bid that we got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just seems incredibly high.
Well,
We had, and again, it's history now because the
Yeah.
person doesn't have time to do it, but when we first started talking about this a couple of years ago, we were talking about, like, the amount of $1,400 or something to install these doors. So to go from there to 8,000.
Yeah.
Is
And I have other contractors that I've talked to, but what happens is, and it's no disrespect, is the process that we go through for $2,500 or more. Because if you've got someone that needs, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, is what happens is they got a rainy week coming up, they can give you a price and they can do it that week, but if they can't, because we go through a process, then, you know what I mean? So, and that's kind of what I hear, and that's why you got one bid, I think. It's not just because they're busy, but if they have rainy days, they could do something, so.
But isn't he doing something with the whole?
Well, I mean, at that point too, Tom, I mean, it is, even by the discussion, you're looking at rebuilding the whole frame and everything on the door, because
That's
it's not
what
a
he's
screw
doing.
window. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
Yeah.
to put all new framing and jack studs in there just to hold that door. So I mean, yeah, you may have got away with it for $1,400, look what we got.
Yeah,
I
but
think at this point,
This was a credible local contractor. And I'm not arguing.
I'm not
this
saying
is
at the time he didn't know
Yeah.
the ins and outs, but I mean, now we're gonna go back to square one and start over.
That's why we have majority rule.
Yeah.
And I think that,
So, you know, it's open for discussion, and that was my piece of
Right.
discussion.
The other thing I'll just throw out there, I don't know, I know prior boards, when we talked about how we do the terms and conditions, what he wants is 20% when you sign the contract, 40% when the delivery of materials, so we're already into it 60% before we've done anything. Typically, I mean, I know when
Yeah.
we've done things, we've waited for,
yeah, I mean,
not necessarily the signing
some
of
of
the
the
contract.
materials are already there, such as.
And some of them we
the
do
doors.
is a lot, but some of them we do half up front. We don't do 20% on the contract and then, I mean, if it's acceptable.
In the proposal that you have, does that include the replacement of the thresholds?
It says the concept is to install continuous steel plate that will be drilled and tapped to receive machine bolts from door butts. Steel plate will be fastened to existing building structure. PVC jam stock material will cover all door steel blocking materials. If existing structural components require repair, the repairs will be invoiced as time and materials. So if they find more, it's gonna be more. If there's more wrong with it.
You were asking about the threshold, Tom?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because that was part 3, it says remove the existing thresholds on 3 or 4 door openings
And
and
replace.
replace with material provided.
Right.
Aluminum
included
threshold
in
on the
his-
handicap.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was reading the red.
Handicap is an aluminum threshold.
Yep.
Okay, what's your pleasure, folks?
I think we waited long enough to get it
Yeah.
done.
Me too.
I mean, and those doors are laying there, and it just means more opportunity for something to happen
Happen
with
to
those
them.
up there with people
And
using the
it's
facility.
already August 1st.
And they've got the book sale in there, books stacked around them.
Okay, why don't we have a motion then?
The Mascule painting was 1,250, and I think that could be started, because he's gonna have to paint them long before we do the
We're
other.
gonna do that as a separate one. I just want to have a comment on that because I know when he did the bid, he, and this shouldn't affect the price of it, but he specified a color.
Yeah.
And I think that we should discuss that because one of the problems that potentially caused the problem, the warping problem, was the dark color.
Right.
And so we could eliminate that problem by not having them painted green as much as I want to color. So if we went with a white door, it would reflect the heat rather than absorb the heat and perhaps avoid
Mhm.
the problem that we had before, although the material, I'm sure, was part of the problem too.
Yeah.
But why risk it?
So what's your pleasure, green and white? I'm just saying.
I'm just tossing
Yeah,
that
it does
out
say
because-
Moore, Benjamin Moore, Essex green.
And that's
what
the
it
color
says.
that's there now.
Yeah.
And these doors are not supposed to warp.
Right.
You know, we should take every precaution after what we've done.
I agree.
I'm fine with the white.
You fine with the white?
That's,
It doesn't.
Any, John?
Yeah, that color's gonna wobble, definitely.
I don't know, but I know that the ones we have there now were.
Right.
And they did absorb a lot of heat, so it could have been that, it could have been the material, could have been the quality, but
Mhm.
Just the frame.
What would, does the Historical Society have any way on the color?
well, the original.
Green or white?
Green or white?
Well, based on what I'm hearing now, I think you better go with the white. I can't
Okay,
speak for the whole
yeah.
society, but that's just my
Yeah. Well, Sherry knew about the color, she liked the color that would be put on there, I
Okay.
know that, but, again, it's not there because it has historical significance.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to
That's
hear.
the question.
Yeah.
That was the question.
Because remember, they were
That's another
gray.
question.
They were
Right.
gray.
They were
Yeah.
battleship gray
Yeah.
before.
Before, right, that's what I remember, is Battleship
originally
Gray.
they were white.
Yeah.
Originally
So
they
they
were
were white?
Okay, there we go.
So white it is.
Let's go
Yeah,
white.
we know that. White it is.
But it's gonna be two separate motions, correct?
Yeah.
I would think,
Right.
yes, because you're hiring two different people.
Okay, I move forward to accept the proposal from Mesquite Painting for the amount of $1,250 for the painting of the town hall doors and casings to come from color white. To come from, it was the
It's the, it's, hang on. It's the
Mildred
Mildred Hall, yeah.
the Mildred Hall Fund for the town hall.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Right?
Aye.
Next. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. You have the amount on that?
I do,
$8,000.
$8,532.
For the installation of the town hall door.
Yes,
Well, since I've said it, we'll make it a motion.
okay.
Second.
I just want to make sure that we sort out the payment terms with him. That's all.
What do you want? I mean,
Well, I'd rather follow what we do as a municipality rather than, I mean, I don't think that there's been any issues along the way, has there, with other vendors?
about the we have given 50% up front if it's,
All right. I mean, if the board's okay with it, then that's fine.
He wants, how much?
he wants 20% for signing of the contract, 40% upon delivery of materials, 35% substantial completion, and then 5% when he's done.
Should be 3 checks.
Standard.
4.
4 checks.
That's standard.
Okay. That's standard. That is what it is.
I just brought that to your attention, I'm just saying that,
Well, I
What
don't
did you
want to
say was
delay
the
it,
figure
but
again?
it seems like that amount for delivery of materials when the doors are already there. Of course, he has, that's right, he has the metal.
right.
That's
Yeah,
what-
he's got the metal casing
Yeah.
to put in before.
I'll put it in all.
Yeah. The door, the hinge strips.
So that's not,
Right.
it's not gonna be substantial amount. That's the standard in a lot of contracts, so.
Yeah, that won't be a big number. I don't think.
If you're, I mean, this is what he put in there, I'm just asking.
Right.
Is it standard? Do you want to go with it
If that's standard, then fine.
as stated on bid?
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Oh, Jan seconded it.
Oh,
Tom's,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Yay.
one down.
A big one.
I'll say it, it's not a hidden secret. What do you want to do about the camera on the, at the safety complex?
Have we seen the new bid yet?
I can get it to you. I got the price, $9,860. That was on your
Yeah, I
list.
That's about what was quoted before, but I wanted to see,
Yeah.
Okay,
because the
I
last
haven't-
time they quoted that price, and then all of a sudden, if we'd have bought them, we'd have got,
Yeah.
put
Right.
it bluntly, a pig in a poke, because
Okay.
those were obsolete, you know, right?
Okay.
Well,
Well, let me,
Bottom would
all
have been
right,
absolute.
let me ask to see the quote. I haven't seen them. I just
Yeah.
got the number, so we can see that.
I'd like to.
All right, so on the government building one, I guess that's all I have to offer you for tonight. I passed out the SB 38 additional highway funds. You saw the number that's being distributed. You also saw the DRA letter as to how you can use it, okay? I do have a non-public, as you know, at the end. Next week, Friday through next week. I'm on vacation now. I believe John's gone and Jack's gone, so if we have a dilemma, it's up to the three of you. Jack's out of town, John's out of town, and I'm out of town, so I just want to let you know, I'm on your little form here, but there would be just three of you if there was a dilemma.
What date, is that our next meeting?
14th. No, we're just going to be gone out of town, so if something is needed.
Oh, I see.
I'll be happy to share my phone number, just not publicly. I'm going north, so, no. So,
Heading north.
okay, so,
Cell phones don't work.
no, they don't, so. The other thing I want you to, also, we need to have this decision, so you need to, next meeting, we need to decide what we're going to do for a hometown hero. Okay? Because next meeting is it,
Yeah.
so. Other than that, I said I would keep it short. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
now you're back to
that's our agenda.
public comment, yeah.
Public comment.
Good evening, everybody. John Van, Walker Hill Road. Tom, glad to have you back. A couple of things. One, I'd like to commend Moderator Foss for going forward with trying to get the Finance Committee televised. I think that's a great thing, and thank you very much. That brings up another question I have. A lot of the pushback that I've heard as just a Joe citizen is a lot of the committee members didn't want to be on TV because, quote, they discussed sensitive things. Can a committee have non-public sessions? Would be question number one. I don't expect an answer, that's something to think about. If they cannot, then I want to make sure that they're not discussing things that they shouldn't be discussing while being televised. So if there are rules that they need to follow as a committee versus a board, I think that'd be advisable that they take care of. Did you have a response to that?
Yes,
Okay.
RSA 91 is the right to know,
Yes.
and there are very specific things that you can go into non-public for.
But does
For
it,
example,
my question
it's-
was, is a committee tied to that? Just an appointed committee versus an elected board?
Board of officials, yeah.
That was my question.
I think if they're appointed by the moderator, they follow the rules. Or
Okay.
they're appointed by.
We can
this
check,
group.
I mean, we can check, but I don't think,
The issues for which you're going to non-public, either protect somebody's reputation, discussion of a contract or something like that.
Hiring.
Yep.
Hiring, personnel issue, these types of things, and not because you feel the discussion is sensitive.
I agree, but that was a lot of the comments that I heard from various people. That was the reasons they did not want to be on TV or be recorded. So I'd like to see that addressed.
okay.
Second thing, the town gazebo. Is that technically a town building? Does that fall under government maintenance?
I need to get clarification on the trustees, and they're not meeting until the 15th of August. I have to run that by them.
Okay.
Because
good.
I'm not sure if they're the ones who, when you submit the vendor forms, they are the ones that say, like, we can make a motion to take it from that, and then at the end, they may not take and give us the money back because it doesn't qualify for what we talked about.
Okay.
So before we go through that step, I thought it'd be fine to have the trustees weigh in on that.
Yeah, the question that I had at our last meeting wasn't whether or not it was a building. To me, it would qualify, but whether or not the replacement of it would qualify. Because our government building and maintenance fund is for the repair and maintenance, not for the building of a new building. And what we've been discussing is, because of the condition of it, should we replace it altogether? So that's what I asked
Yep.
Naomi to check with the trustees to see if we were to go out and buy a new gazebo and have it replace the present one, does that qualify under the rules of this fund?
The reason why I ask this is, my personal opinion is I don't see why it should come out of taxation, why it should come out of tax monies. There's a lot of other towns, when they have projects like this, they have a fundraiser, whether it's the historical committee or historical society or other boards or committees in that town. They hold a fundraiser to raise funds to do such a thing. Has that been explored or thought about with this?
We haven't talked about it, no.
I would ask that that be something that be considered instead of coming out of tax money. So, and that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here's my car. And it might have a daytime running light on it.
Trick stolen.
Good evening, Neil Kirk, Mount Dearborn Road. I just wanted to provide the board with some additional information about Mr. Foss's comments about Finance Committee and having its meetings broadcast. The Finance Committee is somewhat unique in the sense that it was not created by the Board of Selectmen. It was created by the town through a warrant article. The only function that the moderator has is to appoint members. So, although it may be nice for the meetings to be televised, if that's to be done in a formal way, other than by the board members, the Finance Committee members themselves deciding to do it, if it's to be done in a formal way, I believe it would have to be done by warrant article, amending the Finance Committee ordinance. I don't think it can be done by as a mandatory item by the Selectmen or by Mr. Foss. Certainly it can be, the request could be put in, but that's been requested before by the Selectmen, and the Finance Committee demurred, so I don't know what would happen if it were done again, but I just wanted to let you know about the background.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can seek legal opinion on that. I would like just to speak as a private citizen. So if there's no one else here for public comment, I have a few comments of my own that are of a personal nature that I would like to address. So I'm going to step down as chair. It's all yours, Rick.
Can I talk about what Neil has just said?
Sure.
Now, I may be wrong, and I'm more than willing to acknowledge that most of the time I am. However, my understanding is that the moderator appoints members of the Finance Committee. And if the moderator chooses to appoint members of the Finance Committee who are in agreement with televising their sessions and choosing those members over others who are in opposition to, the clarification I guess I need to get from the Board of Selectmen, is that something that the moderator can do? I throw that out there.
Anyone else?
I'll just ask, yeah. I can ask Laura, I'll ask our attorney on that. Oops.
Throw my phone on this.
Hopefully I can do this. I just would like to publicly.
State your name.
Oh, wow.
He was waiting for that.
It's my 5 minutes of glory. I gotta do it.
Thomas Clow, 125 Concord Stage Road. I'd like to publicly thank the Weare Rescue Squad, and particularly Mark Bluto and Paula McGrade. In 2010, there was a warrant article that approved a revolving fund that would provide $90,000 from ambulance billing fees to fund per diem EMT firefighters during the weekday hours. 2016, a warrant article was approved that discontinued this fund, but with the cooperation of the Finance Committee, we were able to put that money directly into the operating budget, which accomplished two things. First, it accomplished putting the ambulance billing fees back into a special revenue fund to save for future large purchases like fire engines and ambulances. But secondly, it provided flexibility in the budgeting process so that we could work to expand this coverage to other times when it was necessary and when it was very difficult to have on-call people cover. Before Thursday, July 20th, my support had always been there, but in a generalized sense for this program. I knew that a lot of people out there would need this service. But on July 20th, it became very personal. Because on that date, my son and I took off on a bike ride from North Weare. And by the time that we reached the end of River Road, I was off my bike and laying on a person's lawn, and my son was on the phone to 911. Very soon thereafter, the ambulance arrived, and through their efficiency and knowledge and just generally being the great people that they are, I was on my way to Concord Hospital. 11 days later, I'm standing here with a few stents in my chest, but I probably wouldn't be, at least with as little damage as was done, if it hadn't been for that prompt service and having these people on duty as part of this program that was created. So I owe that to the fact that we had well-trained EMTs and paramedics on duty, and they were ready to go when I went down. And for as long as I'm a selectman and as a private citizen after that, I will advocate expanding this program so that the choices do not have to be made as to, when you're going to get ill, when you're going to get a heart attack, in order to receive the kind of service that I received. I've been standing here tonight. So, again, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everybody associated with this per diem program and the voters who have approved it over the years. Because keeping on ticking. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for the coverage, Rick.
Anytime. Want to become an EMT?
Okay, other business.
Just correspondence, I just wanted to share, you received the retirement letter?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you, go ahead.
I don't have any friends.
Oh, I do right here if you'd like to share.
Another thing, it's still on the kitchen table. I received the following letter that was really addressed to Chief Robert Vizina. After many sleepless nights and lots of soul searching, I realized the time has come for me to retire. My last day will be Thursday, August 17th, 2017. I've enjoyed the time I've spent with the fire department and wish nothing but the best for the department. I'll be taking great memories and some lasting friendships with me. My apologies for the short notice, but the chain of events leading to this decision was forced on us to move along even faster than originally planned. We'll be moving to South Carolina on August 30th, so we have a lot to do between now and then. Sincerely, Sue Tuttle. I certainly thank Sue for her service.
Many years of service.
Many years of service at the fire station and at the building department.
Highway.
Building department.
She did highway,
The highway
yep.
department, as the secretary there, and then back to the fire department after that. She's been a valuable part of our team for a long time.
Yep.
Should be sorely missed.
Absolutely.
Any other correspondence?
I don't, that's all, I just wanted,
Other business?
We're not doing anything with this bid for the gazebo?
Uh,
actually, I don't know that we can until we get clarification.
I would agree.
From the trustee.
Just, I gotta get, the trustees aren't meeting till the 15th, and they, A, have to determine if the repair or the replacement, it covers it.
I understand that, but I'd like to make a motion to reject it.
It's only good for 15 days anyway.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
15
expired.
days, but,
So.
I mean, it's
yeah,
way,
just
way
let
too
it
much.
die.
I'll
Okay.
second.
All right.
Just let it die.
You can always go out to bid again.
Mhm.
So-
This time, we,
I heard it first and a second, I'm sorry. He made the motion to reject it, she seconded it. Do you wanna, okay.
Vote.
bid.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I got one tad bit of other business. As, I guess, citizen, I just want to make a comment on how terrible the radio service coverage is across the board for our municipality. I know I'm kind of the one that rides that horse often, but it seems like it's still getting worse. And it's again, fire, police, and it's, some instances, it's been a major safety issue. So I want to make it known that, put it out there. And I have full faith in our department heads that they're contacting our vendor, but I don't know what the problem is, but it seems to be getting worse.
Maybe to firm the contract then.
It's possible.
Okay.
No.
Any others, or any comments on Rick's?
You know, this just crowd, there is not the only game in town. We've looked at another vendor right now that's installing equipment in the cruisers. Same work, so maybe we'll start looking for other vendors. There's a couple other vendors in the state also, so.
That has come up so many times over
Maybe
the
it's time
years.
to start.
The same issue over and over. Different leadership in the department, everything. It's not, that you know, and it's, you know, what is it? Is it the
It's a safety issue.
one
for
year?
those guys.
One year it's the repeaters. One year it's something else. It's the rolling hills of the town. I don't know.
I mean,
I think what you have to do is just like any other contract, see what the expiration is, because you're gonna be faced with that, with assessing at the end of the year.
yeah.
So you're gonna have to look at assessing, you're gonna have to look at a lot of other things.
Yeah.
So we gotta see when the contract ends and take it from there, I think.
We can look, we'll look someplace else.
Still can get somebody in just to overlook the system, just a second.
Yeah, somebody do a survey to see
Yep.
what it.
The only thing I have before we go into non-public is, John or Naomi, if either of you know whether or not those no smoking signs have gone up at Chase Farm.
I have not. I don't know, I should say. I'll ask.
If not,
I will tell you I'm going, I was planning to take a ride up there today. I didn't get back out of work in time,
Okay.
so I will be
Please let me
around.
know, 'cause I can
will
have somebody
go up
make
there
them,
tomorrow,
okay.
And I
Alright.
wanted to go over and kind of survey the goings on after what
Yeah.
John brought to the board.
So if you'd let me know, I can
And I'll
order
call you
them,
in a
okay?
minute if I
Yep.
find out.
All right, thank you.
yeah, it's, you know, the guy was actually absolutely right. We gotta
Mm-hmm. And you made the motion, we gotta follow up.
Anything else? We move to go into non-public.
You hold that for about 2 minutes.
Oh, well,
Okay,
you can make the
we're on
vote. You make the vote.
Good night, folks.
All right, thanks, John.
Hey, John, thanks for your drone work.
You're welcome.
That's great.
Hopefully they turn out halfway decent.
Yeah, they do.
Bye, Betty.
Bye, Betty.
Have a good night, Betty.
You can still make the motion, I would say.
Yeah.
Steve's gonna join us.
He is,
Okay.
Oh,
he is
okay.
the honored guest.
I was just getting ready to go outside, I didn't know if you had something.
You're on the hot seat.
So you're gonna enter at 8:15?
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved to go into non-public at RSA 91A 3, 2, and C.
Second.
Aye.
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 Okay, Jan, you're on.